Out here in the garage again. Today, we are finishing my tow strap install. I did the one in the front camera, and we're gonna put one on the rear. As much as it pains me to do, I don't want to drill in the bumper, but I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna pop the bumper off anyway and see how it goes. Right now, I'm jacking it off using the differential, so I'm gonna lift the car about 1/8 of an inch at a time, but we'll get there. Okay, car is jacked up, wheels are off, and I have to say, I'm not a big fan of these. Like, when you have to torque the wheels down as much as these Mustangs require, which is 150 foot-pounds, you throw an impact on to get them off, they just get chewed right the fuck up. Like, they're not actually damaged, they just busted all the powder coating off. Probably doesn't help that my impact's a little small and my adapter's a little janky. It's just the right size socket attached to or taped to the actual adapter, but unless there's a actual 1/2 inch impact rated bit for this, I don't know how else I'm gonna fucking do that. Anyways, I think the next things I have to do is pop off this this trim piece, remove the tail lights, and then start on everything else. How beautifully vague, but I'm gonna start doing that. Okay, headlights are, taillights are out, subwoofers are removed. One bolt sank way the fuck down there, in behind that bit of a seam sealer there. So I don't know, maybe I'll get it back, maybe I have to go buy another bolt, who knows. So next thing is, there's some 7mm bolts and some clips in there to get at, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, all the clips are off. I only lost one. When it fell, it like rocketed out underneath the car and launched into the next dimension. So it's got a pull and pry to get this bumper off, and it should be good. I'm gonna leave my rolling floor mat thing here so I have something to set it on. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so editing Josh here. This is a clip of me struggling, sped up and muted. My internet went out and I couldn't see what else I had to take off. I just had a vague understanding of what to remove to get the bumper off. There's a bunch of clips underneath and bolts connecting various parts. I was kind of on my own once, like I said, the internet went out at my house, and for whatever reason, my phone wasn't working in the garage. It never really does. So I was kind of on my own. So I'll just skip forward to the next clip, but enjoy me struggling for the second, thinking that I was going to be able to just pop the bumper off after removing barely anything. Okay, so bumper's finally off, and I took a second just to clean everything here. There were more bolts underneath and fucking everywhere. It's shocking how gross the inside of these bumpers get just from catching shit the whole time. But now the hard part, finding where to mount this thing. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to put the strap. It's not fully tightened up yet, it's just kind of on there, but this way it's pulling against a fairly structural part of the car. That's where like the frame meets the crash bar. And I think that'll stick out far enough to be a good tow point, I'm hoping. Okay, so I dry fit the bumper and used my little camera thing here to see where the strap is lining up. And it looks like it lines up like perfectly to the side of this, like right here is where that's going to come out, especially because this is where this kind of wraps around. I'm going to do some more measurements because clearly the crash bar hits this. That's how it's lined up. So I'm just gonna, it hits this part. Okay, so I got it all marked out now. I made it a little wider than it needs to be. And the way I got a straight line was I just lined up against here and made a straight line, just kind of holding the marker against that, which looks pretty decent. So I'm gonna drill it out fairly small and then see how it looks. I'm gonna drill it first and then use files to square it off. Well, no turning back now. Pilot holes are drilled. You can probably see from the outside. I'm gonna follow it up with a bigger drill bit and then some files to make it look nice. Hopefully this works out okay. So holes are drilled. I ran a X-Acto knife down here just to try to cut out the majority of it. Now I just have to finish it off with this rusty old file and just go back and forth until it's a nice square hole. So, okay, so sometimes I like to think less is more. I think this looks pretty decent. It's relatively straight enough that from 5 feet away it looks straight. I'm worried that if I keep trying to chase perfection, I'm gonna make this hole fucking 2 inches fucking wide. And I just wanted a small slit because like it doesn't really detract from the bumper too much. And I really don't want to go fucking hog wild like I have in the past on previous projects, previous cars, where I end up just ruining it. So I think I'm gonna call it here and see what it looks like on the car. This turned out fucking great. I'm so happy with that. Nice straight pull. So when it's being pulled, it won't. It's got some room to go left and right without digging into the bumper. So stoked. I'm gonna get the rest of this bumper put back on. I'll get the car put back together really. I've just kind of got it clipped in. Okay, so the bumper's all clipped in. Just got a few more wheel well clips put on. I got my bucket of extras in case I miss some. Fun fact, I noticed my exhaust bolts had rattled loose. I was just like, it's a good idea to get under your car if you've modified things every once in a while, just take a look. Because I noticed that my exhaust was touching the plastic here. Still a bit tight. It's always been a little tight, but it wasn't touching. I went and pushed it, moved like there was no bolt. So, retightened everything on the exhaust, but I'm gonna go roll around under the car and put those clips in because it's easier than fitting in this space or that space over there where there's even less room. So in the end, I actually don't recommend, unless you really need like a toe strap. Like if you're just doing this because you like how toe straps look, don't fucking do this. Because the bumper clips on the back kind of just never go back the same way. The way that I looked at it, sorry, I'm all fucking dirty from rolling around in the car. But it's like, they kind of just don't click back, which is annoying. I think on the later model cars, they put a bolt here to solve this problem. But on, at least on my 16 and probably on a 15 as well, there is no bolt here. So there's not much you can actually do to fix that problem. Unless you added a bolt or added a zip tie. I might look into that in the future, see if there's some way I could like put a zip tie in there and just like cinch that shut. But I don't know. Hopefully I figure something out eventually. But for today, I'll put a picture right here of this sticker that I end up making. I'm just gonna use it, borrow my spouse's Cricut machine and make one and stick it on the car. But I won't fucking drag this video on any longer, so that's it. Thanks for joining me on my really cheap ass way to put a toe strap on the back of the car. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye. Jumping in again, I just ordered a bunch of parts, so keep a lookout for these videos in the future. Got catless downpipe, an exhaust cutout kit that I ordered, charge pipes, one-step holder plugs, and a full transmission service. If you're interested in seeing any of that, stick around.